I'd like to welcome everyone to this evening's event. I'm Bob Miller, President of the Blue Raider Foundation, and along with our Vice President, Walt Krisick, our Secretary, Attorney Jeff Bowe, our Treasurer, Eric Sitzelman, Board members, Dr. Katie Kropp, Debbie Koskis, State Representative Jerry Knowles, Dana McDonald, Tom Byrne, and Stephanie Atkins, and our Executive Administrator, Johanna Ulickney. We welcome you to our sixth event. It seems like time flies, but it's our sixth event. Very special thank you to Mock Chunk Trust Company. They've consistently supported us each year for this event, and we wouldn't be able to do it without them. Also, a thank you for our tray sponsors, Bo, Lasella and Bo, Attorneys at Law, Skyview Memorial Park, and Companion Animal Hospital of Tamaqua. We would not be able to successfully conduct the event without the support of the Tamaqua area school system. And a special thank you to School Superintendent Carol Makuta and her staff for their continual and assistant support. And a very big thank you for the teachers and the children who have put on the displays for us this evening. I'm hoping that everyone has taken the time. It's pretty inspirational on what they've been able to do with some of these projects that we funded, and we look forward to continually funding them. Again, a thank you to Season Fitro for supporting us during our holiday concert. Susan, that's always very much appreciated. Thank you. Have to go through the mission statement. We remain focused to fund the projects that are outside the school district budget by listing the individuals, corporations, and charitable fundraising activities. We are a 501c3 charitable corporation acting autonomously from the school district. The foundation over the past 5.5 years has raised over $100,000, and just about every bit of it has gone right back into funding projects for the district. Some of these funding projects, guest speakers, teacher grants, Penn State agricultural lab visits, 3 elementary school libraries, the summer learning camp programs, visiting artists, AP courses, and there are probably a few that I have missed. The foundation manages the Karen Madiak and Joseph Velasco Memorial Funds, both providing scholarships and grants, which we will address in a few moments. We also want to acknowledge the continuing relationship that we have with Penn State Hazleton campus and the Tamaqua school system. This alliance has enabled our students to participate in learning summer camp programs, also earn college credits while in high school, and at a high school level interact with Penn State Hazleton students on projects. Student exposure to these programs being developed provide our students with additional edge that they will need to succeed. And I don't think I can emphasize that enough. The more we can get our kids exposed, the better off they're going to be, because it's a very competitive world, as I think we all know. Our fundraising solely depends on you, the community. Businesses supporting through participation in the educational tax credit program offered by the state of Pennsylvania has been an enormous help in funding our programs over the past 5.5 years. A little pitch for our second color run this past year was again a very huge success, and we will be holding our next color run in September at the Tamaqua High School Stadium. Do not miss out on the fun. It's a good time for both young and old, and it is a good time. I would very much encourage young and old alike, I'm repeating myself, and families it's a good Saturday morning out to be with each other. Our Christmas dinner series at Confetti's Restaurant continue to be successful, fundraiser, and a good time for all. Unfortunately, Confetti's probably will be not open this next year, but we will continue the event. We are again communicating to Tamaqua alumni, receiving contributions that have been greatly appreciated, and we plan on continuing this outreach. We've developed, with the help of the school administration, quite an alumni base, and we are able to communicate with them electronically and also via mail. And this is our second year through it, and it has, each year we're just pulling in more and more people. So the nice thing about it is we're getting former alumni, if you will, starting to take interest within the school system. I'd like to go on with some presentations. I'd like to ask our Vice President, Walt Krisick. Walt's going to be presenting the Joe Plasko Memorial Fund Annual Award. Brianna Wittig is one of the recipients and had an earlier engagement. She was here and had to leave earlier, so we have presented her with her award. Walt?
The Joe Plasko Scholarship is a scholarship awarded to male and female scholar athletes for the current school year. It was funded initially by the Times News. They gave us a very generous contribution, and it has continued to be funded by various donations. We have been able in every year to slightly increase the award. As Bob said, Brianna was not available to stay. She's playing quarterback at the Powder Puff fundraising game, and her game started. Trevor Scripto, come on up, Trevor. He is our male. Trevor is our male scholar athlete for the year. Just a little background on Trevor. Trevor is a student at Tamaqua. He's quite large. Parents are John and Patty. Trevor has decided to change, I guess he changed his mind about Lebanon Valley. He's going to be pursuing his studies at Lebanon Valley College in the fall. He lives in Brockton, and congratulations. Brianna is pursuing her future studies at Drexel University.
Our next presentation, the Karen Madiak Memorial Fund Annual Award. And John's here somewhere. Here we are. John, if you'll come up and if you and Walt would make a presentation, I appreciate it.
Hello, I'm John Madiak. It's hard to believe this is the third year that I'll be giving out the Karen Madiak Math Award and Tutoring Award. I was just talking with Chris before outside, and I was mentioning the fact that my wife was diagnosed with lung cancer. And she decided after she had retired, she was home for a year, and she said that, you know, I'm wasting my life. I'm wasting my God's gift that He gave to me. That I should be in school, helping those kids by teaching them, getting them to pastor classes, and use what God gave me. And she did. And she went in and volunteered sometimes 2, 3 days a week, 3, 4 periods a day, maybe 5. And she went up those stairs, even after her cancer treatment, and still ran and taught. And she taught to the spring, the end of June, or to the graduation, and helped a lot of students. And that July, in 2012, 31st, she died. And my family, my son, my daughters, Heather, my son John, my daughter Heather, my daughter Maria, we decided that we would try to honor her by giving an award to the student. I have to admit, and bear with me, my wife probably was the smartest person I ever knew. I've been around a lot, I've met a lot of people, but there wasn't anything using her head that you couldn't give her and she would figure out. All math, all English, everything. And I asked my son the other day, we were sitting and I said to her, John, would you agree that you've never met, now this is my son who graduated from Harvard, and he said he had never met anyone as smart as his mother. So we decided as a family to try and honor her and keep this up. And we decided to give an award for the top math student, which my wife was great in math. And we also decided to give one in tutoring, because my wife liked to tutor. And the awards were $1,000 apiece. And the first one who had the highest average in advanced mathematics over 4 years was Rachel Keek. Now, the tutoring award for the person who gave of their time, which my wife did, and tried to help as many people as they could, because they too felt they had something, a gift to share, and they wanted to help other ones. And I found by his application and through the guidance office at the high school that Christian Ichi was a very worthy recipient.
We now have a special recognition to the Young family, Kevin, Kathy, and Karen, for making a very generous donation in the name of their father, Nick, and Anna Mae Young. I'd like to ask the Youngs to come forward, and also Attorney Jeff Bowe, and we'd like to make a very special presentation.
I don't know why they picked me to do this. Maybe it's because I've known you since we've been about 7 or 8 years old. But at any rate, the foundation is so thrilled with the support that you've given us. The fact that even though you left Tamaqua, I think you're still part of Tamaqua. And we just truly appreciate what you've done. And you know, your father, your mother meant the world to us. And we'll never forget them too. So take these in our appreciation.
I'm inside too. Good send Deep breath. Tom Trump. I'm a little John Boehner in my, I guess. Just want to thank those that work hard for the Blue Raider Foundation to set this up. There's a lot of, I'm sure there's a lot of hard work that goes on behind the scenes. It's a worthy cause, and my sisters and I are happy to donate to the cause. Thank you.
We're now going to move on to our teacher grants. It's been our practice each year to ask the school administration to communicate to the teacher community to present us with grant requests that would enhance the learning experience of the students. This year we will be awarding 8 grants totaling $15,000. And I would ask if Superintendent of School Kara Makuta and Johanna Lickney, our Executive Administrator, would assist in presenting the awards. As the recipient's name is called, please come up to the podium and then receive your grant. And I'd appreciate if you would remain close by. First grant is to Dylan Peters, and that is Media in the Classroom / Flip Classroom. I'm going to put a plug in a minute here for Dylan. You need to see his display out there if you want to look at creativity and encouraging teacher productivity in the classroom. You need to talk with him. Our next one is to Angela Faust, reading comic strip and movie projects. Our next is to Danielle Kane, Charis Florilla, Samantha Maluski. Investing in innovative student technology resources. Our next is to Marta Monk and Audra Schlecht, West Penn School Garden. Is to Samantha Chahara, Steel Drum Assembly. Our next is to Susan Petro, Healthy and Strong in Body, Mind, and Spirit. Our next one is Steve Ulickney, America Goes to War Field Trip. And our next is to Jolene Oswald and Zach Evans, Learning with Legos, and this also involves the STEM system. If you would you mind giving us a little bit of an impact on what these student costs?
If this is the first year that you're attending this event, you're probably thinking, oh, these people have really done, they really had a great year. Having been to all of these, they started off with a fabulous year. When I go back to 2011, we had 8 awards. They affected the foundation, assisted our programs in technology, our ESL program, language arts, graphic arts, and the library, impacting in that year over 1,500 kids. The next year was 6 awards. There was always around $15,000 that you were able to find for our teachers who came forward with great ideas. Their ideas that year were for elementary resources, journalism, language arts projects, art in the community, that's where they did the mural, the gifted program, God support, and the ESL program once again. The following year, they helped with our libraries, our family consumer science classes, graphic arts, middle school science, elementary social studies, and it goes on and on and on. This year, with the 8 awards, there are actually more than 12 teachers involved because there's some teamwork going on. And we neglected, maybe we could get some awards out to them. As I read the applications, they're lower, and we really need to acknowledge them because, as you can see, it's not just 1 or 2 people. Maybe it's a couple, maybe it's a group of people with an idea. We have families here coming to help us, and help us with ideas that the school can no longer support. Stevie Lickney is a great example of that. With our budgets this year, we've had to eliminate very important activities like field trips. So he decides to write something so we can still take the social studies students on a field trip. Suze Fitro is involved in something that nobody else is. She never ceases to amaze me. But she's going to have an aerialist come for the ESL students and for the middle school population. Samia Hara, she's bringing a steel drum into the music program. So our kids will be exposed to cultures and ideas and devices that if it weren't for their thinking outside the box, our kids wouldn't have it. Last year was a good example. I was very worried about this one. Kim Snyder's not here. She's the one that was just in the newspaper over the weekend. The Rocks, the storytelling. And when she first gave it to me, I said, "You really don't want to do this, do you?" And she said, well, why? And I said, well, all I can envision is rocks being hurled in the air. It didn't work out that way. It worked out to be a wonderful project. And Kim is taking her own time and will be doing a project in the library this summer for kids who will be interested in doing that, kids who have nothing else to do. So these are some of the ways that these people are working outside the box. The foundation is working very, very hard to get money, and it doesn't stop with just what you see here. As Mr. Miller said, we have summer camp programs now that we never had, and we've grown from 1 camp to what, 3? To 3 camps. They're supporting that. They are supporting a wonderful program that very few schools have, and it's our basic engineering course. It's a STEM course that now our students at Tamaqua can take a dual enrollment course through Penn State Hazleton, and it's the basic engineering and science, technology, education, and math. So we're out there competing with what much larger schools are doing, and we couldn't do it. I see the numbers. Where's my business manager? She cringes every time somebody asks us to do something like this. But because of the hard work of these people, we get to do it. And I applaud your efforts. I applaud a family like the Youngs who come forward or come back to help. The Madiaks, John, your speech was so moving, and I knew your wife and admired her skills and strengths. You're here with your family tonight. It's a family project. I don't want to quote Hillary Clinton. I will. Since my boss, Larry Whittick, isn't here. She's always said it takes a village to raise a child. Here we are. So thank you, Foundation. And I don't want to fail to acknowledge, if you were fortunate enough to wander into this area of the room earlier in the evening, we had some student musicians who volunteered their time, and plus a mother came along. to help. We had Amy Hull, Patrick McMullen, Hannah Betts, Sarah Jones, and Andrew Delpeas. They played the keyboard for us, and they also sang. I hope you got to appreciate it. We were a little loud, but I will tell them how wonderful they were, and I fondly call them our beautiful people, because they are. So thanks again.
Do you want to do?
Please, really fast, please.
Yeah, if you want to take a break.
Thank you.
For the picture.
Be right here. If you're following in the back, you're in the front. You know what? You don't have to line. You don't have to line. Here we go. One, two. Beautiful. A couple more, bear with me. And last time, I promise. You know me by now. Hold really still. Oh, that's a beautiful photo. Last one. I lied.
While the news media is doing their thing, I'm just to move this along. The grant recipients, thank you for your hard work. You're true educators. I better hold on to it. Okay, if I can have everybody's attention, we'll finish it up. Again, I'd like to thank the grant recipients. They worked extremely hard. Can we have a little silence? I'll just end that again repeating, they are very true educators. This and our other school programs really make our foundation efforts worthwhile to our board. Thank Carol for kind remarks. It does take a lot of effort, and it's much appreciated. One thing we do, we need to remember our students. They're the reflection and product of us. They learn and experience from the environment that surrounds them. It's our responsibility and job to provide the environment and the encouragement that will allow our students to grow and become successful in whatever career path they may choose. Hopefully, we've laid out a remembered legacy that they will return to Tamaqua. I know there's always conversation about what we lose, but somewhere, somebody with the right ingredients, if you will lay out the framework that it will encourage Tamaqua graduates that this is a good place to pitch their tent and make their home. Tamaqua's area future depends on the molding of our students, their education, their values. We do need our graduates to stay, as I just mentioned. We need them to return after their higher education or military service. Most of all, we need their ideas, we need their entrepreneurship, their youth, and their passion to sustain and grow our Tamaqua area community. The more we invest in their growth, the higher our community's return. The Foundation Board, we thank you all for attending. Please continue to support and encourage others to support. Big thank you to Vonz Restaurant and their staff. Again, to Carol and all of her staff that assisted us this evening. We appreciate everything you do, and please enjoy the rest of the evening. Thank you.